I've made a ton of videos about habits and how little habits can change your life. I really have come to believe that it's not these like big, huge things that we do in our life, but it's the little tiny habits that we choose every single day that ultimately end up becoming who we are in the life that we lead. So I thought today I would break down 10 of what I think are the easiest habits that you can adopt, but that can make some of the biggest impact on your life. Let's do it. Number 1, get out of bed when your alarm goes off. This has nothing to do with waking up early. I'm not saying get up at 5 a.m. I don't care. Get up when you want to get up. I don't want to. But the habit is that you get out of bed when the alarm goes off. This is no more hitting snooze. This is not scrolling social media when you wake up. This is the alarm goes off and you get up. And one of my favorite ways that I combated this and I was able to create this into a habit was something that I heard from Mel Robbins, and she uses the saying, you're never gonna feel like it. If it's something you don't wanna do, you're not gonna feel like it in 5 minutes or 10 minutes or a day or whatever. And so I actually use this mentality with a lot of stuff. Like say I'm looking at a pile of mess and I'm like, I'll do it when I get home from work. I'm not gonna feel like it when I get home from work either, right? I'm not gonna feel like doing it tomorrow. If it's something I don't wanna do right now, I'm probably never gonna feel like it. And so I remind myself of that first thing in the morning too. Imagine you're somebody who hits snooze in the morning, even if you only do it once. Most snooze alarms are what, like 8 minutes. If you do 8 times 7, then that is... Listen guys, I got a baby. We're not doing fast math here, okay? If you snooze just one time every day in a single week, you are losing 56 minutes of your life. Get out of bed when your alarm goes off. Habit number 2, get dressed in the morning. I have an entire video where I talk about enclothed cognition. There have been studies that have proven that what we wear actually impact all of these different aspects of our life. They impact how we think about ourselves, how we interact with people. They actually can go as far as impacting our biology and like different hormones that are being released in our body at different times based on simply what we put on our body. And by getting dressed and just wearing something that makes us feel a little more confident or a little more motivated or a little more ready to tackle the day can make huge difference to the productivity and the motivation of your day. And if you're interested in that, I will link that video down below. So number 3, a habit that goes with that, this is a nighttime habit. It will take you 3 or 4 minutes every single day just to pull out your outfit the night before. The reason the night before works is usually in the morning we are faced with a lot of decisions, and so it is easy for us to hit decision fatigue early in the morning. By pulling out our outfit at the end of the day, typically most of us in that last hour of the day, we're kind of winding down. Our body is like creating melatonin, we're getting ready to go to sleep, and so we tend to be a little less like high strung, and it's easier for us to make these sort of quick decisions than it is for us at the beginning of the day when our cortisol is spiking and we're having to make all these decisions to get the day started. Habit number 4 is planning your day. This can look different for anybody. We all plan our days differently, whether you use a paper notebook like my planner here, or you use, just a simple to-do list, or you're running notes on your phone, or you use like a very integrated online Google Calendar, Notion type of deal. Whatever it is, I pull up my calendar. I'm like, okay, what's going on this week? What do I need to get done today? And then what blocks of time am I going to be putting those things into? And if you're interested, I do have an entire video on how I plan my days. I will link that down below. But I find those few minutes that I spend just sort of saying, okay, this is what the plan is for today, makes me way more likely I'm going to get stuff done. It makes it so when it's time to work, I can just quickly sort of reference what my list is and I can hit the ground running, and I don't spend as much time kind of like dwaddling. Is dwaddling a word? It is now. We're dwaddling around.
Yeah, I make up words.
If you have a little time where you've planned the day, you know exactly what you're going to do when you've got the time to do it. Number 5 is don't look at your phone when you first wake up. I heard a stat somewhere in passing, and I don't know where it was, that talked about how looking at your phone at the beginning of the day essentially can sort of set your dopamine intake for the day. Your dopamine is that sort of feel-good hormone. It's sort of like in a slot machine, right? You pull the lever and you get hits and hits of dopamine, and the more we get, the kind of more we need to keep that feeling of like happiness high. By not looking at your phone first thing in the day, you're setting a lower sort of baseline for your dopamine, and thus you're not going to need as many hits of it. Anyways, I heard this as a random stat, and then I actually tested it myself, where for a week I would look at my phone in the morning, and for a week I would not touch my phone for the first hour or two, and I'm telling you, it makes a difference. On the days where I use my phone first thing in the morning, I'm finding that I need to reach for it. Not that I need to, but I find myself reaching for it more throughout the day. And the days where I actively choose not to look at it for the first 1 to 2 hours, I am not looking at it nearly as much throughout the day. Number 6 is a small win. Make your bed. It's just one of those little things that you're doing for later you that's gonna make you feel better, because it tends to be something we do first thing. It's like something we wake up, we get out of bed, we make the bed. And what it ends up being is this really small win because like we completed a small task. It feels nice when you look at a clean space, your body feels good. And so I feel like it's just a small win you can do first thing in the morning to sort of set the momentum for the rest of the day. Fill your water bottle when you wake up. We all probably need to drink more water. I mean, there's some of us out there like walking around with like a gallon, just drinking it all the time. I find if I fill my water bottle first thing in the day, I will drink that water throughout the day as opposed to if I don't. Number 8 is to journal. And there's all different kinds of journaling you can do. I'm actually working right now where I'm trying to journal every single day for 30 days and just sort of like go through all of these different kinds of journaling. I never really thought about how many different kinds of journaling there are. Some where it's literally just a line a day. There's journaling that's gratitude journaling, right? You're writing 5 things you're thankful for every single day. Daily logs, where you're just sort of writing what you did that day. There's manifest journaling, where you're writing sort of what you're wanting out of your life. For me specifically, I feel like gratitude journaling, manifest journaling, just sort of writing goal setting journaling, where I'm sort of just like talking about what do I want my life to be in a year? What do I like my life to be in 3 years, in 5 years? That sort of journaling, I feel like helps me sort of remind myself like what matters most, because I feel like sometimes we get caught up in the day to day, like the little tasks that we're doing every day. And when you're constantly reminding yourself through like quick little jots and quick little journaling, what I want to hear, what I want in 5 years, it helps keep you focused. Next habit is to get in the habit of 10-minute tidies every day, whether it's like right after you have dinner, right after you put the kids to bed, right after the kids go off to school, where you set a timer and you do a 10-minute tidy. Most of us tend to feel more overwhelmed in a slightly more overwhelmed space. So tidying up can just help you feel a little more focused, a little more productive. And lastly is to move your body in some way. There are endless studies that show how moving our body is really important. Everybody talks about, standing up for 10 minutes every hour, doing 10,000 steps, or now, I don't know, they say 7,000 steps, I'm not really sure.
Now make up your mind.
I have found the mornings where I'm able to fit in a workout, even if it's a 10-minute workout, I feel so much better in that day because I've taken a little bit of time to move my body and to stretch it and to like get it going. So there you have it, 10 habits that I find are quite easy to adopt. They're not big asks. They're not crazy wins. You're not totally reinventing the wheel or reinventing your life. But when repeated day after day, these little habits can make a big shift in your life. So as always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Remember to be kind to yourself and to others, and I will see you all in my next video.